It wasn't a trendy detox. It wasn't a miracle supplement sold on social media. It was just olive oil, a single tablespoon, taken every night before bed. No alarms, no strict routines, no promises of overnight change. Just a woman, tired of waking up bloated, restless and drained, trying something ancient and quietly powerful. 1 week later, what she noticed was far from subtle. Every night, as the world slowed down, she reached for what the ancient Greeks once called liquid gold. It had always been in her kitchen, used to dress salads or sauté vegetables. But for the first time, it became part of her nightly ritual. Not for flavor, but for healing. She didn't expect anything dramatic. She simply wanted to feel a little better, a little lighter, a little more rested. What followed was unexpected. Her digestion, usually sluggish and unpredictable, became smooth and effortless. The discomfort that clung to her stomach disappeared. Her sleep, often shallow and interrupted, became deep, heavy, almost therapeutic. And her skin, dull and tired from restless nights, slowly began to glow. There was no magic, just olive oil and time. This wasn't a miracle. It was science, tradition, and nature working together. Something our ancestors seemed to know, but we often forget in a world of quick fixes. Olive oil doesn't shout its benefits. It lets you feel them. Quietly, consistently, until one day you realize your body feels right. It's not about believing in miracles. It's about giving your body what it actually needs. And sometimes, the most powerful changes come from the simplest choices. The first change was subtle, but unmistakable. After just one night, she noticed a strange sense of calm in her stomach, like something heavy had been lifted. That familiar tightness, that bloated discomfort she used to carry into bed, had eased. For the first time in a while, she didn't wake up with that uncomfortable pressure in her gut. Science has a simple explanation for this. Extra virgin olive oil, taken in small amounts before sleep, acts like a gentle balm for the digestive system. It stimulates the liver to produce bile, helping to break down fats and toxins more efficiently. It also promotes smoother intestinal movement, naturally easing digestion without harsh chemicals or artificial supplements. By the second or third night, she could feel a rhythm returning to her body. Meals felt lighter, her belly felt less reactive, and that sluggish, heavy feeling that usually followed dinner had started to fade. It was as if her digestive system was finally getting the support it needed to do its job, quietly, in the background, while she slept. There's a reason Mediterranean cultures have used olive oil medicinally for centuries. It doesn't just taste good, it works. In her case, it helped reduce inflammation in the gut, calmed acidity, and gently encouraged elimination in the morning. No urgency, no discomfort, just balance. This wasn't about detoxing for a day or pushing her body to extremes. It was about realigning her system, one night at a time, through a simple, natural act. Her body responded not with dramatic changes, but with quiet cooperation. That, in itself, felt like progress. Within just a few days, something unexpected happened. The burning sensation she often felt late at night, the tight knot of acidity creeping up her chest, was gone. It didn't fade gradually. It simply didn't return. What she thought was just another benefit of improved digestion turned out to be something deeper: protection. Olive oil has a remarkable ability to coat the lining of the stomach, acting almost like a natural barrier. It doesn't just soothe the surface. It creates a gentle film that protects the stomach wall from irritation caused by acid or harsh foods. For someone prone to heartburn or occasional reflux, that subtle layer makes a world of difference. She hadn't realized how much her evenings were affected by discomfort until they weren't anymore. The meals she used to avoid late at night became easier to enjoy again. No tightness, no pressure, just comfort. It felt like her body was finally letting go of a tension it had been holding onto for too long. But it's not just about comfort. Studies show that polyphenol in olive oil can help fight harmful bacteria, including Helicobacter pylori, which is often linked to ulcers and gastric inflammation. This isn't a cure, but it's a quiet form of defense, working night after night, drop by drop. What amazed her wasn't how fast things changed, but how natural the shift felt. No medications, no disruption, just a simple ingredient doing what it was always meant to do. Supporting the body. Gently. Patiently. While she slept, something deeper was happening, beyond digestion, beyond comfort. Her body was entering one of its most crucial processes, detoxification. And the olive oil, so simple and unassuming, was playing a central role. Night after night, it was silently waking up her liver. The liver is the body's primary filter, and it works hardest while we rest. When supported, it processes toxins more efficiently, converts nutrients, and balances hormones. Olive oil stimulates bile production, crucial for breaking down fats and flushing out waste. But more than that, it gives the liver the gentle nudge it needs to perform its work with precision. After a few nights, she noticed her mornings felt different. Clearer. Lighter. That dull fog she used to wake up with, the one that made everything feel slow, had lifted. Her energy levels were more stable, and even her skin looked calmer, brighter. These weren't coincidences. They were signs that her internal systems were working in harmony. Pairing the olive oil with a glass of warm water amplified the effect. Together, they acted like a reset button, gently pushing toxins out and helping the metabolism reboot overnight. There was no crash, no intense reaction. Just consistency. Subtle, but powerful. The beauty of this process is that it respects the body's rhythm. No force, no extreme changes, just alignment. And for her, it was the first time in a long time that she felt her body was no longer fighting itself, but cooperating. She hadn't changed her skincare routine. No new creams, no facials, no expensive serums. But a few days in, her reflection began to shift. Her skin, once dull and tired-looking, started to appear smoother, more even. There was a subtle glow that hadn't been there before, natural, effortless, and unmistakably hers. What she didn't see in the mirror was just as important. Deep inside, antioxidants were doing their work. Olive oil is rich in vitamin E and polyphenol, powerful compounds that protect the skin cells from oxidative stress. That means less cellular damage, slower aging, and more resilience. From the inside out, her skin was being nourished, not masked. Dry patches softened, redness faded, and what once required concealer could now breathe freely. The hydration her skin needed wasn't coming from a bottle, it was coming from within. And the difference was not cosmetic, it was foundational. She also began drinking more water instinctively. It wasn't a rule, it just felt right. That combination, olive oil and hydration, became a quiet duo working in sync, supporting her skin not just for appearance, but for health, elasticity, and regeneration. This transformation didn't shout, it whispered, and that's what made it feel so genuine. No filters, no magic, just balance, and proof that when the body is supported from the inside, the outside naturally reflects it. Even though she couldn't feel it happening, something powerful was unfolding beneath the surface. Her heart, vessels, and blood flow were quietly adjusting. With every spoonful of olive oil, she was giving her cardiovascular system a chance to reset. Softly, gradually, but surely. Olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats, the kind that doesn't just avoid causing damage, it actively helps repair. These healthy fats lower the bad LDL cholesterol while raising the protective HDL cholesterol. This simple balance reduces the strain on arteries, improves blood flow, and decreases the risk of buildup that leads to heart attacks or strokes. After a week, there were no dramatic headlines in her body. But she did notice something small. Her hands felt warmer, circulation steadier, her morning walks felt lighter. She wasn't short of breath, so quickly. There was a sense of ease, a smoothness to her movements that hadn't been there before. The real magic of olive oil lies in consistency. 1 tablespoon won't change your heart overnight, but taken regularly, it begins to reinforce the body's own protective systems. Arteries stay more flexible, blood pressure trends lower. The body starts to protect itself, quietly, persistently. For her, this was more than prevention. It was peace of mind, knowing that a small act each night wasn't just helping her feel better now, but also quietly investing in her long-term health. No effort, no burden, just a habit with heart. It took her by surprise. She hadn't expected sleep to change, not really. But a few nights in, she realized something had shifted. The tossing and turning had eased. The late-night wake-ups that left her staring at the ceiling had become rare. Her body was no longer restless, It was calm, and her mind followed. The connection is simple. Olive oil helps stabilize blood sugar levels overnight, preventing the dips that can jolt the body awake. It also gently nourishes the nervous system, providing a sense of internal calm. With more melatonin flowing naturally, her body entered deeper, more restorative stages of sleep. She began waking up before her alarm. Not groggy, not dragging awake. Clear. For the first time in months, her sleep was doing what it was supposed to do, restore. And the difference was undeniable. Her mood improved. Her focus sharpened. Her body felt aligned, not in pieces. What started as a curiosity, a spoonful of oil before bed, had become something greater. A routine that reset her digestion, comforted her stomach, detoxed her liver, nourished her skin, supported her heart, and now restored her sleep. It wasn't a supplement. It wasn't a trend. It was just olive oil. The same golden liquid that had been in kitchens for centuries. Now part of her night, part of her healing. Proof that the smallest changes, when made with intention, can realign the entire body.